Hey guys, welcome back to another video in our Playing More Melodically series. And today I'm going to build on what we've done in the previous examples, except I'm going to have a slightly different approach. Let me play it for you and then afterwards I'll tell you how I put that all together. All right, so all that was two notes in a bar. Again, I'm approaching the chord tone from the scale tone below for A. But then instead of going to this E, I went to this E. And then I played. And then instead of playing this B, I chose that B. But I played. And then for C sharp minor, so it's literally just this ascending line. And through that, I can come up with it's a nice, melodic way of actually accenting the chords, because I'm playing the chord tones, but I'm adding in some non-chord tones there as well. Let me play it for you again, taking that idea and just, experimenting with it a little bit and see if I can add some flair here and there. Let's see what we can come up with over there. All right, so that's literally just messing around and seeing what I can come up with. So one of the things that occurred to me as I was playing, instead of just playing da da, I wanted to put like a little bit of a musical flair in there. So I did. All right, and then after that I went. And I just took those notes and I just, came up with stuff, that kind of interested me in the moment there. So what is this all about? Well, imagine you want to jump over a river and there's all these stepping stones, okay? And you can, jump from stepping stone to stepping stone. So the one way to do that is you can stand on one stepping stone and then jump on another stepping stone and jump on another stepping stone until you get to the other side of the river. Those stepping stones would represent your chord tones, and it's fine. You can actually do that. Some people might jump, wait a little bit, jump, wait a little bit, jump, wait a little bit. Like that is going to be very slow, but you're going to get the job done. For people looking at it, it might not be that exciting. Someone else might do it a lot more faster, and they might jump over one stepping stone, skip a stepping stone, and then kind of jump back and forth and just being a little bit more erratic and still get on the other side of the river. That might be a little bit more interesting to watch for someone just checking this thing out from the sidelines. Now, how's this for another analogy? Let's just say you've got all these stepping stones in place, but I live in South Africa, so we've got a lot of wildlife over here. So imagine a river full of hippos and crocodiles that are all just kind of floating around. Well, all the stepping stones or the rocks, the solid things that don't move, they might be seen as chord tones. And if you just jump over those, it's going to be fine. You're going to get to the other side. But if you jump on a stepping stone and then jump on a hippo and then back on another stepping stone and then on to 2 crocodiles and then a couple of stepping stones and then on the other side of the river, imagine for someone on the sidelines looking at this thing, it's going to be like, wow, what's that guy doing? Is he nuts? Or this is like really exciting. Is he going to miss something? Is going to fall in the water and, kind of, eaten by a crocodile or a hippo, whatever the case may be. It's more exciting because there's all that tension. What happens if he slips and falls and dies? Okay, so that's a bit of a, what can we say? It's an extreme example, but it's there to illustrate a point. The rocks or the stepping stones, the things that don't move are chord tones, all right? And then the hippos and the crocodiles, silly analogy, I know, but those are the things that are not chord tones. They are the non-chord tones, which adds a little bit of tension to this whole situation. And by having a combination of tension and resolution, or safe notes and not safe notes, then I can start playing around and painting or kind of, just coming up with something that is more interesting. That's what happens in movies all the time. Our people are they create this scene where everything is fine, and there's a lot of tension, and then there's resolution. You might get like all these a lot of mini subplots within a movie, and then you've got the main plot as well. So that is kind of what we're trying to do here. And I'm just trying to find some interesting ways to communicate this to you. And then also for you to, when you're playing the guitar, is to kind of map out where are your safe tones, your chord tones, and where are the non-safe tones. Now here's a next level concept for you. The safe tones, like if we go back to our silly river example, the safe tones and the non-safe tones, in other words, the stepping stones and the wildlife, the crocodiles and the hippos, they change all the time, all right? When I'm playing an E chord, my chord tones are E, G sharp, and B. But when I go to an A chord, my chord tones are A, C sharp, and E. Now that means that G sharp played over an A note, this, it's going to sound very different than if I played over an E chord. And in the same way, my A is going to sound safe over an A chord, but it's not going to sound that cool or safe over an E chord. So what's this next level concept I'm trying to give you is, as you're playing these things, what is safe and what isn't safe, it changes all the time on the guitar, and in the way that it changes depends on your chord progression. So if you can suss out what the chord progression is and know what those chord tones are, you're going to know where the safe notes are, and then based on your skill and your agility as a guitarist, you can decide how crazy you want to go. So if you get somebody, I've watched a lot of this kind of what do they call it? Like urban, it's like the parkour kind of stuff, but they do all this, I forget the name now, but they just run and jump over buildings and do the craziest things. Those guys have got a lot of skill. So when they do that, imagine if they had to run over the river with the stepping stones and the hippos and the crocodiles, they would do like somersaults and backflips and just some fun stuff because they've got the skill. But if you don't have that skill, you can still take a little bit of chances here and there, but at least you can map out the territory, and then over time, you can go ahead and experiment. All right, guys, hope that's been fun. Go ahead and put these examples to use, see what you can come up with on your own. So let me play that example for you one more time so you can just see the concept that we started with and actually how we developed that. Alright, I really hope you enjoyed this video where we looked at ways in which you can play more melodically on the guitar while making use of your mental understanding, your oral ability by hearing music and melodic ideas, and then the physical ability of actually mapping out the notes on the guitar. Now this is all just the start of a whole wonderful journey, and if you'd like to dig deeper and learn more about how you can compose these different kinds of parts, as well as get access to the backing track that I used in this example. Well, we've got a 7-day worship guitar skills challenge, which you can sign up for free. The link is in the description box. When you sign up for the 7-day challenge, you will learn 15 different kinds of guitar parts, making use of these chord tones in a musical and melodic fashion. And that's going to help you really map out the notes on the guitar so you can play with more passion, power, and precision, all those kind of good things that you hear all of your favorite guitarists do. So that's all covered in the 7-day guitar challenge. You'll get tablature, you'll get a backing track, and you will also get access to my personal email address. So if you've got any questions, you can just fire off an email, and then I will go ahead and address that in future videos. All right, guys, been awesome hanging with you today. Make sure you sign up for the 7-day guitar challenge so we can go ahead and dig deeper into this wonderful journey of becoming a better guitarist.